Ara.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our case study project presentation. I am Khauma Shobani and I'm accompanied by Khotso Timothy, Modelo Mkota, as well as Lamodimo Tlale. Our chosen institute is the University of Botswana Library. For background information, we want to understand how the university is handling the increasing demand of students who require the transition from traditional books to e-books. First of all, to understand this case project, we had to look at the knowledge management cycle. Knowledge management involves identifying, creating, sorting, sharing, applying, and evaluating knowledge. Through these processes, we then applied to our chosen institute, which is the University of Botswana Library. The aim here was to apply the knowledge management cycle stages into ensuring that information is efficiently captured, shared, applied to facilitate a smooth transformation. Firstly, the University of Botswana Library must understand the key aspects of transitioning from traditional books to e-books. They must gather insight on behavior, technological requirements, licensing requirements, staff readiness, and the ability to have a smooth transition. For all that to be possible, they have to firstly explore the tacit knowledge, which relies solely on the employees within the university library. But first of all, for us to understand that, I want to speak further on qualitative methods of identifying knowledge in order to be able to capture the tacit knowledge. According to a scholar, we have a method called survey research, which is a popular and powerful means by which to study people and organizations in society. It consists of a rich set of techniques used to obtain information about individual attitudes, values, behaviors, opinions, knowledge, and circumstances, as well as studying the organization itself. Scholars also define another effective method, which is called an interview. An interview means asking questions to gain both qualitative and quantitative data. Interviews select the choices in the limited range of responses provided by the researcher. Further on, scholars also encourage researchers to use a method called focus groups. For focus groups, discussions organized to explore specific set of issues. The group is focused in the sense that it involves some kind of collective activity, such as viewing a film or examining a simple message. We want to further continue understanding creating knowledge and further understanding a model which we used to incorporate in our case study. According to scholars, knowledge creation has been assessed in terms of a threefold classification: the process, the volume, and the results. The process aspect evaluates stages of producing innovative knowledge, such as application of figurative terms in which to render external knowledge. I will then give the floor to...
Hey, my name is Khotso Timothy. So I'm going to present about Seki model, how Seki model linked to our research, which is transition from traditional books to e-books. So under Seki model, we have 4 stages: socialization, externalization, combination, and internalization. So I'm going to start with socialization. Socialization is about sharing experiences. Here, people talk and show and share how they use e-books. This is whereby we learn by watching and doing. And here under socialization, a teacher shows another teacher how to use an ebook in a class. So now we go through externalization. Here we talk about putting thoughts in words. People write down what they have learned about ebooks. This helps others learn from one person's experience. Under externalization, a librarian writes a guide on how to borrow ebooks. Then you go to combination. Under combination, we deal with organizing information. Different guides, reports, and manuals are put together. Now everyone have clear access to what they needed. Under organization, people access information. Here, for example, a school creates one website with all ebook information. Then we move to the last stage, which is internalization. Here, under internalization, we learn by doing. People read guides and use ebooks themselves. They get better with practice and build their own skills, which is training users and staff for practical ebook navigation. For example, a student reads instructions and starts using ebooks.
Where also left. I'll be talking about knowledge capture and organization. In the digital age, libraries are evolving beyond physical books. When I'm talking about knowledge capture and organization, they are crucial for preserving, managing, and sharing information effectively. Under knowledge capture and organization, we have digitization of physical collections. This is an initial step for transition, which is to extract and convert the metadata of the physical collections into digital formats into the e-library systems to enhance accessibility and preservation. We also have library staff knowledge management. As the library evolves into a digital knowledge center, the library staff must be equipped with the necessary skills in digital resource management, conducting structured informative interviews with the system librarian to document best practices for managing ebooks. We also have enhancing user engagement. The library has to adapt their services to meet the changing needs of the users in the digital age. By the use of surveys and feedback forms, they can capture insight from patrons on the better to approach the transition. We also have collaboration and knowledge sharing. It is important for the library to foster a culture of collaboration among library staff, with external partners for successful management. Under collaboration and knowledge sharing, we have internal and external collaboration. Under external and internal collaboration, we have partnerships with faculty, researchers, and IT specialists, workshops to improve digital infrastructure and usability. We also have academic partnerships. The library collaborates with faculty and other researchers to gain insight into what the new digital resources have, or rather enhance their experience. We also have digital dissemination strategies, email, newsletters, websites, blogs, and social media to promote knowledge accessibility. Meluleki Mkonda will take over.
Okay, my name is Meluleki Mkonda, and I'll be taking you through knowledge application and continuous improvement, meaning how we can apply our transition to ebooks in our everyday lives and the continuous improvements that can come along from that. first of all, we have applying knowledge in daily library operations. We have implementing ebook platforms and lending policies, using data-driven insights to expand digital collections. Basically, this means that just like physical books, we can apply the same processes, or rather ways of using the physical books into ebooks, meaning we can have their own platforms, we can even lend other universities. Again, using data-driven insights to expand digital collections. This means that with everyday data and seeing how people, or rather users, may need, or seeing which kind of demand users may want in order to continue improving and adding more to our data. And moving on, we have evaluating and updating knowledge practices, meaning monitoring usage statistics, feedback, and engagement, identifying gaps in data in digital collections, and refining policies. This means that with monitoring usage statistics, we get to see, we have an insight as to how many people are able and comfortable to use ebooks, understanding how the demand as well, the demand of people wanting to use the ebooks, as in wanting to use the ebooks instead of physical books. And then we're also able to identify the gaps in the digital collections and refining policies, meaning that we can see where the loopholes are and better understand as to how users may prefer us filling in those gaps. And then from that, we can also refine our policies, stating as to what to do and what not to do. Moving on, ongoing refinements. Here we have updating training programs and user guides based on trends, regular staff training to improve technical proficiency, meaning ongoing refinements. This is where we actually go on to actually, how can I put this? Actually make the library better in order for it to provide an excellent and efficient service on the ebooks. Now, we have a summary table of the knowledge management phases in library transition. In the knowledge creation, research digital tools and ebook models. Knowledge storage, creates digital manuals and setup guides. Knowledge sharing, staff and user training sessions. Knowledge application, here implements ebook platforms and policies. Knowledge evaluation, analyze usage statistics and updates resources. Basically, this table helps you have an insight as to what is each stage, what happens in each stage in terms of the transformation or the transitioning to ebooks from physical books. Now, we have a diagram illustrating the transition from traditional books to ebooks, highlighting improvements in resource accessibility and efficiency. As you can see, knowledge creation and acquisition. There is research and training on ebooks. Creation part. We have knowledge storing and organization, documentation of ebooks guidelines, knowledge sharing and dissemination. We have workshops for staff and tutorials for the users. Knowledge application and use. This is a setup and the management of digital library. Now, as we conclude, and conclusion and future outlook, the future of academic libraries. Digital transformation enhances knowledge accessibility. Libraries must continuously adapt to emerging technologies. Basically, this means that enhancing knowledge accessibility, you can be able to access whatever book you may need at whatever time and whatever place you are. You are not limited. And libraries must continuously adapt to emerging technologies, meaning that we are in a new era where things now are becoming easier for people, new technologies being introduced and what so on and whatever, meaning that libraries must also be on that trend to try and feel and make sure that itself is also moving on with the new era that we're in. Final thought. Effective knowledge management allows libraries to innovate, engage users, and ensure smooth transitions into the digital age. This is where I end our presentation.